Hello and welcome to 5-Year Club video number 123. 80% of success is just showing up. Recently, I've been talking with several of my friends and they want to make some changes in their life. And a theme that comes up in these conversations is indecision about exactly what those changes are going to be. With so many decisions, what should we do? And for sure, I struggle with this myself, and I spend a lot of time deciding, many times years, much more than I probably should. This is going to happen over and over again in life. You're going to be presented with a ton of different things that you could do, and simply the task of choosing between them becomes overwhelming, and you freeze up. And it's a complicated scenario because not only do you have the logical analysis where you have to list out the pros and the cons of each potential direction that you could go in, but there's also emotional questions around like, do I even want to do this? Would I enjoy this? Is what I enjoy going to change over time and in the future I won't enjoy it? Or maybe I enjoy something as a hobby, but I wouldn't want to do it all day long. For the purposes of tonight, I'm going to set aside the complex process of deciding of deciding what thing you should do, because I'm someone who takes years to decide what to do. But I did want to highlight the advice that I give to people a lot of times and the advice that I use myself, which is just do something. Just do anything. Just show up. If you show up, the stuff will magically happen. Like, if you just go to class, you will learn something. Just show up to class. If you just literally do anything in the direction of any one of your goals, oftentimes you will find that the goal is completed within an hour, and then you no longer actually have to make decisions about whether that goal is worth doing. And I think it's surprising a lot of times how little actually needs to be done in a certain direction to either eliminate it as a choice or to check the box that it was trying to solve. So if you want to live somewhere else, you want to change your housing, send an email to somebody, a friend in the area that you know. See what happens. After you send that email, it could get very, very easy. If you want to learn a new topic, read the first page of a book on that topic. That's it, the first page. Because once you have that book in your hands and you reach the end of that first page, the likelihood you're going to read the second page is infinitely higher than if you are sitting in your car thinking to yourself, oh, I should learn something about that. Do you want to meet new people in your area? Go outside. Get dressed. Go outside. Get in your car and then look up where you could meet new people that day. And you're already sitting in the car. You just turn the key and go. If you want to go running, put on some shoes. And notice I didn't say running shoes. We've already passed the point of running shoes. Because if you needed to wear running shoes to go running, then you're just going to get stuck in that whole then I have to shop between running shoes, and if I wanted to run, I'd have to spend 30 minutes looking at all the different running shoes to make... No, screw that. If you want to run, put on some shoes. The problem is not your shoes. The problem is that you're not currently running. If you want to clean the kitchen, get a sponge into your hand. I don't even care where you are in the house. You could be in the bathroom with a sponge in your hand. And then you just have to walk to the kitchen with that sponge and start putting it on things and then decide that it's too dirty and stick it in the microwave and, microwave it for 60 seconds, and then continue cleaning. But that's beside the point. Get a sponge in your hand. See, then the hand's already dirty, right? Once that wet sponge gets in your hand's already dirty. You might as well clean something, because whether you wash your hands now and then have to go clean something and wash your hands again, it's more efficient just to clean the stuff now. Wash your hands only once. But the point is, do literally any single thing to move yourself in the direction of doing a productive task. Preferably something where once you do it, you kind of can't go back. Like if you want to clean your shower, take off your clothes. Get naked. Because then you don't have to worry about getting wet in the shower, and you can spray everything off and scrub everything down. And now you're going to have to take a shower anyway, because who wants to put dirty clothes back on their body? So, yeah. If you want to save some money, open your banking app. Don't decide how much money to save and then open the banking app. Open the banking app now, and then go to the transfer screen, and then decide how much money to save. And, if like a minute has passed and you haven't decided how much money to save, transfer $20. Just do it. You probably have $20. Make it happen. If you don't have $20, maybe transfer the $20 anyway and then decide what to sell. Now there's some pressure. The number one reason that we don't get things done is because we don't even do the very, very first thing. And many of these tasks are not nearly as hard as we make them out to be, and they don't deserve the fear and anxiety that we give them, but we don't figure that out because we don't do that very first thing to even test how much of a pain in the ass this is going to be. So that's concept number one, is just do literally anything in the direction of a productive task that is on your list. Concept number two is, for me, I call it obsession, because I tend to focus for a really long time on like one thing and then move on to something else. You could also call it focus. Another way that I phrase it for myself is that I'm too dumb to multitask. You can call it that if you want to. Point is, when we are deciding among multiple things, many times, like it's not just one thing we got to pick out of that group of 6. Maybe there's like 4 things we got to pick out of the group of 6, or 3 things, or whatever it is. But actually, it's not even 3 things, because we have to do one of those things first. And so really there's only one thing when it comes down to it, which is that first thing that has to happen. And again, to decide what the first thing is, if you can't decide what the first thing should be in like 1 minute or 5 minutes, it probably means that it doesn't matter. Because if there's not an obvious like cause-effect ordering, the thing that's holding you back is not the ordering. The thing that's holding you back is the fact that you're not doing something and you're not gathering more information about how difficult these things are. So you pick one thing, you get that thing, and then you do nothing else until that thing is done. The reason why that's the thing, the reason why that is number one, is because of all the things in your life, this was the most important stuff. That's why you had anxiety and fear about it. And so finally, Lewis has pushed you and convinced you that you just need to make some progress on something, and he's told you focus on that thing. And so that's where you are. And that's certainly a better place than hemming and hawing over which thing to do out of 10. Now you've got some direction. Now you're in the process of doing some productive work. Get that thing done. The other things can wait. On the time scale that it takes humans to make small amounts of progress on things, the world does not end. If you forget to go grocery shopping in the morning, you can go in the afternoon. You can go in the evening. If you forget to do grocery shopping on Monday, you can go on Tuesday. 99% of the screw-ups that would happen because we are too focused on a single thing are fixable. They're reversible. They're not a big deal. And so generally speaking, we don't need to worry about being so focused on something that we forget something else. We need to worry about not doing that most important thing and not having anything that really makes an impact on our life in process and happening and working for us right now. This doesn't mean that we don't look up and reevaluate what we're doing later. It doesn't mean that, once a week, once a day, usually in the morning for me, that we don't say, okay, what am I doing today? Why am I doing that? Is there something that needs to be bumped to the top of the list? Okay. Yeah, we're going to reevaluate and reshuffle things. So we're not going to be myopically so focused on one thing that everything in our life falls away and we can't adjust and we can't change. It just means that we recognize the importance of A, making sure that we're engaged in a productive activity, and B, seeing that the most important of those activities is at the top of the list and stays at the top of the list, and we don't get distracted by less important things that don't get us to where we want to go. All right, into 5-Year Club video number 123. First point, instead of freezing up, pick something reasonable from your to-do list as the next step, and then physically move your body, move yourself to the first step of getting that done. Whatever it is. And you can pick a very low bar for what that first step is. Number 2 is focus on that one step. When you make goals for yourself, do not make 5 goals for yourself. Nothing will get done. Make one goal for yourself and recognize that it's okay if other stuff in your life does not happen while that one goal is getting done. There's a reason why that one goal got to the top of your list, and that reason is likely that you have determined after much thought and worry and anxiety and blah, 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 that this is the thing that's going to move you forward and give you the greatest benefit per unit of your limited time on Earth. Set one goal and focus on it. All right, that's it for 5-Year Club video number 123. Paranoid cat glance backwards? No. Just some guidance in case you have indecision in your life about what to do next. If you've been spending too much time deciding on it, get your body in the direction of doing something. And once you start doing that thing, see it through to the end. Have a fabulous evening.